We have some time.
We certainly do, don't we, Bill? We certainly do. Ooh, all right.
Glad I wore a sweatsuit, Greg.
Let's move on then. What happened to him? You know, I'm sure that when he was a baby, he was cute and parents had high hopes for him.
No, sir.
Nope.
No, they abandoned me.
They abandoned me. You know what? In a way, I don't blame them.
No, I can't either. I've seen the pictures.
You know, it's funny because your father was hoping that your mom was faking the pregnancy for a class.
Well, she wishes she was faking the pregnancy because I was born with the same size head. Very painful.
All right.
Yeah.
You're made of wire, aren't you?
Yeah. Terrible. From Trump to trash. On the heels of Congressman Bob Lynn proposing a bill that would allow 18-year-olds in the military to drink on Alaskan soil, The Nation, a magazine or newspaper, I can never remember, has published an obvious follow-up question. Why can't every voter have a beer? Writes Michelle Minton, quote, the rates of alcoholism and teenage problem drinking are far greater here than in Europe. Yet some countries, such as Italy, have no drinking age at all, while French or Italian children drink when they're born. No, no, I'm kidding. Learn to think of alcohol. I was getting really tired of reading this, actually. As part of a meal. American teens learn to drink in an unmonitored environment of a basement or the backwoods with their friends. When you think about it, drinking in the backwoods with friends actually sounds better. But anyway, a recent study found that 72% of high school seniors have already consumed alcohol in spite of the ban. I have a van full of booze. And so all the ban may do is make booze more attractive to teens who will take to it like a penguin to a tickling. See, I would have been really impressed if the fake pregnant lady pulled that out of her stomach. That would have been cool. Hey,
and it flew.
And it flew.
Yeah,
exactly.
that would have been
Crystal,
amazing.
when you see campus binge drinking, doesn't that show that the way kids learn to drink, it doesn't work?
It's not going well right now. I mean, 18-year-olds should be able to drink. It's that simple. There's absolutely no proof that it's better to wait till you're 21. I buy into all the arguments. And plus, the thing is that 18-year-olds are drinking now. They're probably drinking right now while they're watching the show. The one thing that I'm confused about is, like, where is the alcohol lobby on this? Like, shouldn't they have taken care of this problem
I didn't know there was a lobby. Show me where to get to it now.
Like the lobby, I mean, who's protecting the 21-year-old drinking age? Do we have very well-paid lobbyists that should be advocating for 18-year-old drinking?
I don't know.
I don't think the alcohol lobbyists want to get behind that.
Yeah, I don't think it's. You know what? It's not a good PR move. Even though statistically it might be safer. I mean, certain studies of fatalities and show that the fatalities are slightly lower if you lower the age group. But I don't think anybody wants to touch the issue. It's like legalization of marijuana, because then you get into the whole area. I don't want people driving and smoking pot and that kind of. Nobody wants. It's the
but
third
the reason
rail.
you don't have that is because of the alcohol and the tobacco lobbying against it. I don't know. I haven't seen them to be that scrupulous in their morals before.
Interesting. A little jab at the booze people. Andrew, would you be more or less of a drunk?
Would I be more or less of a drunk?
If you started early.
I started so early that this conversation is meaningless.
Really? So you probably don't drink anymore, right?
Oh, heavily. I love alcohol.
Okay.
Would I be here, Greg? I just wandered in off the street. I think it's important that kids be able to drive, drink, and wield an M16 all at the same time.
Let's just clarify, at the same age.
Same day. Yeah.
Same age. We don't want to advocate drinking, driving, and shooting. That's not a good thing for my career. Andrew's a wealthy writer. He can say this stuff, go home. Not for me. I show up the next day. I get yelled at. Nick, what about you? You've been loaded since third grade.
Yeah, that's right. I took my driving test drunk. I was so nervous. Parallel parked, went up on an Italian lady's lawn, knocked over the Virgin Mary. I still got my... But look, it's mothers against drunk driving that's getting in the way of the fun, in my opinion. You know, really? I mean, it's that's why it's still at 20. If you listen to them, they'd have you believe every time you pull out of your driveway, you get Nick Nolte coming up the street with Lindsay Lohan and Rip Torn in a van and 8-ball of coke.
That is a great... I got to move. That's a great idea for a TV show. All right, I got to move up. Coming up, we're just a week away from Blockdo and Blurvis's nuptials. So how will Blockdo and Blurvis spend their honeymoon? Well, when we return, we'll bring you all the Blockdus and Blurvis news. Blockdo and Blurvis are the names of the two moles on my back.
Oh, they're getting married?
Yes. Snoop Dogg has a new grog? Yes. Glad we cleared that up. That's what it's about. In America, we have free speech, but in Canada, it'll cost you. Canuck comic, or Canuck, How do you say that?
Canuck?
I don't care. Guy Earl, that's him, has been ordered to pay over $15,000, that's 14 million loonies, to Lorna Party and her same-sex partner by the British Columbia Human Rights Tribunal. Yeah. Apparently, he taunted them with lesbian jokes at an open mic night after the lesbian had allegedly thrown a drink in his face. Sounds like something. That's something. Am I right, people who tell me I'm right?
Lightning round.
Nick, will you ever perform in Canada again?
It's probably not. In Montreal, it's unbelievable. I used to host the Nasty Show at the Montreal Comedy Festival in front of 800 people. I was like the host, and it's one of my favorite gigs. But they have speech codes up there now.
Yeah.
And it's always protecting gay people, and people are too sensitive for this world. They should. If it was my opinion, again, out of the air.
Yeah, it's okay.
If it was my way, no women under 30 could go into a comedy club.
Why is that?
Because they have no attention span. They don't read the paper. They don't watch the news. They get a few drinks in them. They get confrontational. And I'm not the only one saying this. You can ask any comic. I'm telling you,
Excuse
you're the
me.
worst.
Excuse me. But as a 29-year-old sensitive woman, excuse us for having a moral compass.
Well, I'll tell you something.
I don't have a moral compass.
Well, I'll tell you something. All the women that are under 30 are more than welcome to come to my apartment where we watch Abbott and Costello DVDs, which, as you know, Greg, are very family friendly.
Not the ones that you've dubbed, Phil. They're disgusting.
Well, it's Lauren Hardy themed porn.
Andrew,
I'm sorry. Good.
you're still angry, aren't you?
Well, I'm just saying, if you called Seinfeld, he'd agree with me on this.
He would agree with you.
Absolutely. Only if his wife's in the room.
No, okay. The only thing I would, when women are in comedy clubs, the only thing is, women in general, when they drink, their voices get higher.
Oh, do they ever?
They get higher. They get higher, a little shrill. You've had some good times, Crystal. Come on, you know. Am I even half right on this? It's the sound of the voice.
Well, the confrontational part is the part that seems really weird to me. If you're going to have a confrontational person, it seems like it'd be more likely to be the under 30 males are usually the ones in the bar
But that's not the case. Okay, and I sort of speak from experience. I've been doing this my whole life. I hate to break your dream over there. But it's always, I've been doing this 24 years. I've told 3 tables of guys to shut up, and 103 every week.
So, you know what it is, though?
From
an evolutionary perspective, it's a simple explanation. Women are more socially driven to communicate in groups. That's what it is. So when they're shopping or whatever girls do, they're more inclined to talk. They're more inclined to talk amongst themselves. And comedians hate that. They hate that.
You just hit it right on the head. Yeah. I mean, bachelorette parties come to comedy clubs. Okay, so this is your best friend who's going to get married. You're probably not going to talk to her again every day for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
So the last night you get to talk, let's go to a comedy club where you can't talk.
Yeah.
And start chatting it up. And it's, you know.
No, when I go to a comedy club with my wife, I will. Like she brought a friend, and I'm nervous for our table because I think that she's going to draw attention. Not my wife, but with their friends, because they're also talking in Russian. So imagine, so a comedian is up on stage, and they're just talking like a mile a minute in Russian. I'm going, just please don't look over here because I can't. Because then the guy's in the position to have to defend. Yeah. You have to defend.
And guys shut up when you tell them to because it could get physical.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So they we'll do it.
Well, you're a big guy and a scary guy.
I was going to say,
you're scary.
Your comedy routines sound dangerous.
Well, you defending the white heterosexual male point of view in a comedy club.
Oh, yeah, that's tough.
God knows we don't hear enough from white heterosexual men.
You don't. You don't. You watch TV?
I think maybe you've successfully convinced many under 30 women not to go to your show.
And to come to my apartment, so thank you, Wingman.
Andrew, I want to get you in on this. Is there any way we will ever have human rights tribunals in America?
I do want to come down very
strongly.
I want to come down very strongly on the side of young women under 30.
Yeah,
are wiser and more sensitive and smoother. And
by the way, I love Canada. I can't stress that enough. I don't want
the can in Canada.
I put the can. And by the way, I think the thing about Canada is this is all driven by being too nice. They're guided by hurt feelings.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a bill. Their entire society is everyone must play fair, but life isn't fair.
Life isn't fair. Although I got to say, I'm surprised there aren't more lesbians in Canada. What with all the flannel, Greg? You would think that they would make a beeline there.
Sir, how dare you stereotype? I will have no stereotyping here, my friend. None whatsoever. This is a stereo-free zone.
Okay, girls under 30.
We should do stereotypes in stereo, where you and I just do facial stuff into your ear the whole time whispering. No one's ever done that before.
That is true. There's a reason why no one's done it, Bill.
I smell a new ad campaign coming on.
Do you have a comment on the show? Email us. It's redeye@foxnews.com. To leave a voicemail on my direct line. Spirited debate today. 212-462-5050. Still to come, the halftime report from TV's Andy Levy. Don't bring it down, Andy. Bring it up.
Tonight's halftime report is sponsored by Toilets. Those fixtures consisting of a bowl fitted with a hinge seat and connected to a waste pipe and flushing apparatus. Thanks, Toilets.